The Edmond Police Department is escorting the fallen officer who was killed in that deadly crash yesterday along Couch Drive and the Broadway extension. Jim Gardner and Bob Mills, Sky News 9, is overhead for Officer C.J. Nelson's procession. Jim, what's going on? What are you seeing? Jim, can you hear us? All right, apparently Jim cannot hear us, but you are watching there the procession along the Broadway extension. They are escorting what we now know is Officer C.J. Nelson, who was Edmond police officer who was killed yesterday. These officers are escorting his body from the ME's office to what I believe is the funeral home, where he will, and then they will escort him again later today. But again, sad news. A sad sight there is that officer who was killed yesterday now being escorted by his fellow officers. We'll continue to follow that. Meanwhile, Oklahoma City police are releasing new details about the deadly motorcycle crash involving that Edmond police officer. Police say Officer C.J. Nelson was traveling again near Couch Drive and the Broadway extension when the crash happened. News 9's Natalie Cruz joins us with the latest.
This is just such tragic news, and of course our thoughts and our prayers go out to the family and the Edmond community.
This is going to be right at the intersection. I believe it's going to be possibly one of our police officers' motorcycle unit.
Now, the crash happened yesterday on the intersection of the Broadway extension and Comfort Road, and witnesses say that 5 vehicles were involved. Police say the fallen officer was driving a motorcycle at the time of the crash. Pictures and video from the scene looks like he was pinned in between 2 vehicles.
There was 5 vehicles involved when we arrived. He was stopped at a red light. All the other vehicles were stopped at a red light when a utility truck that was driving northbound simply plowed into the vehicles there, hit them at a fairly high rate of speed. The Edmond officer sustained critical injuries. He was transported to OU Medical Center, where sadly he passed away as a result.
One of the drivers involved in the crash told News 9 that a white pickup truck rear-ended them, causing what they called a chain reaction collision. Now, according to a witness on scene, the pickup truck was going at a very high speed when the truck crashed into the vehicles that were stopped at a red light. The witness shared with us just how heartbreaking it was to see.
It's just heartbreaking because I have children and I have lived here for the longest time, and I know some officers and just wish this didn't happen. You know, it just happened in 1 second, and it hurts me so much.
The fallen officer left behind a wife and 2 children. In Edmond, Natalie Cruz, Oklahoma's Own News 9.